Please bow your heads and let us pray. Dear Jesus, please show me how to spend this day sharing your love in every way. Help me to be kind to everyone, to play and laugh and have lots of fun, shining your light and giving your grace, sharing your joy with a smile on my face. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love commits me here. Ever this day be at my side, to light and guard, to rule and guide. Amen.
Good morning, grade 6 pupils. I hope you are doing well today. And now, in our science class, we are going to discuss how the integumentary system works. So at the end of this lesson, you will going to be able to describe how integumentary system works. Name the different skin structures and its function. Appreciate the importance of integumentary system in one's body. For our review, just click joinmyquiz.com in our chat box and enter the PIN code or code. And when all of you are in or joined, we're going to start. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary Song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary song. And for our motivational song, let us sing together the song Integumentary song. I hope you already know our lesson for today. So our lesson for today is about integumentary system. So integumentary system is an organ system consisting of different parts. It has a set of important functions in the body.
Now begin our journey through each of the body's systems, of which there are 12. Our first journey begins with the integumentary system. This body system is divided into 3 major parts: the skin, the hair, and the nails. This system is known as a membrane because it covers the body, and an organ because it contains several tissues. For the purposes of this course, the system will be described as an organ with a variety of essential tissues. The skin is composed by 3 main layers: epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. The epidermis is the outermost layer of skin. This layer is further divided into 5 to 6 thinner layers which do not have blood vessels. Only 2 of these layers of the skin will be described. Stratum corneum. This is the uppermost layer of the skin which constantly sheds, or where the dead skin cells are sloughed off. Essentially, the top layer of the skin is composed of dead cells. Stratum germinativum. The stratum germinativum is the lowest layer of the epidermis and is in contact with the dermis below. It is the layer in which cell division called mitosis takes place, and where new epidermal tissue is formed and begins to migrate to the surface of the skin, replacing the dead skin cells found in the stratum corneum. Dermis, also known as the corium or the true skin. This layer contains major structures and functions for the skin within a framework of elastic connective tissue. This is where the skin comes to life. Contained within the dermis are the blood vessels, nerves, involuntary muscles, sweat glands, oil glands, hair follicles, and the papilla. Blood vessels. Via the capillaries, nutrients are provided to the skin and waste products are taken away. These blood vessels also play a major part in maintaining and sustaining the body's temperature for optimal functioning. The vessels dilate to release heat, or they constrict in order to retain the body's heat. Nerves allow the skin to have sensory perception. Through the skin, the body is able to respond to pain, pressure, temperature, as well as touch sensations. Involuntary muscles in the dermis control functions such as lifting hair or opening pores. By dilating or opening the pores in the skin, the body is able to cool off and allow sweat to exit. When the body needs to keep its temperature up to prevent heat loss, these muscles allow the pores in the skin to contract or constrict in order to keep the heat from exiting the body. In fact, if it's too cold, these pores can constrict so tightly that they form what is known as goosebumps. These structures are important for keeping and maintaining the body's temperature, which averages at 98.6 degrees. This helps maintain the process of homeostasis. Homeostasis is a major process by which the body works to keep all of its structures and functions in balance. Another way of saying it would be to keep the body healthy. Sweat glands, or sudoriferous glands, are coiled tubes that extend through the dermis and open on the surface of the skin at the pores. The sweat, or perspiration, eliminated by these glands contain water, salt, and some body wastes. Oil, or sebaceous glands, usually open onto hair follicles. These glands produce sebum, an oil that keeps the skin and hair from becoming dry. However, due to genetics, some people's hair is more dry than others. The dryness is determined by whether or not the hair is curly. The curlier the hair, the drier the hair, even when the amount of sebum produced is the same. A hair follicle anchors each hair into the skin, deep into the dermis. The hair bulb forms the base of the hair follicle. In the hair bulb, living cells divide and grow to build the hair shaft. The hair shaft is the hair that projects from the skin or scalp. Papilla. The top of the dermis is covered with papilla, which fits into the ridges right below the stratum germinativum. The papilla are responsible for creating fingerprints and footprints. Like a snowflake, no one fingerprint is created twice, not even in twins. Subcutaneous fascia, or hypodermis. This structure is located below the dermis, or the bottom of the innermost layer of the skin. It is made of elastic and fibrous connective tissue and adipose, which is fatty tissue. The purpose for this layer is to connect the skin to the underlying muscles. Adipose, or fat, is the yellowish section found in this layer. We can compare our skin to a piece of cake. Epidermis is the frosting. The dermis is the cake itself, and the subcutaneous or hypodermis is the bottom of the cake connecting to the pan. Now, the hair is the second major part of the integumentary system. The hair's main function is to protect the skin. Hair is composed of a strong structural protein called keratin. The hair grows within a hollow tube called the follicle. Here's a little hair trivia for you. Hair can be shaved, cut, styled, and groomed. But why doesn't it hurt when you cut your hair? The answer is, it doesn't hurt when the hair is cut because there are no nerves. But then why does it hurt when you pluck your eyebrow or pull a hair out of the scalp? That's because at the base of the hair follicle are sensory nerve fibers that wrap around each hair bulb. Alright, the third major part of the integumentary system is the nail. The nail's main function is to serve the fingers and toes as protective plates and enhance the sensation of the fingertip or the toe tip. Like the hair, the nail is also composed of keratin. Primarily, the nail is made up of dead epithelial cells packed tightly together to form a translucent, thick, dense surface of keratin. The nail is formed in the nail bed. If you slam your finger in the door, you may lose a nail, but it will regrow. If you damage the nail bed, however, that nail will never come back.
So the following are the important functions of this organ system. So the integumentary system acts as a barrier from the outside environment. It protects the body from harmful organisms, temperature, and other external factors.
We covered the three main parts of the integumentary system, which are the skin, hair, and nails. In part 2 of this series, we'll take a look at some of the main functions of the integumentary system. The first and most important function of the integumentary system is protection. It acts as a barrier to the sun's ultraviolet rays and to the invasion of pathogens or germs. Through sensory perception, the body is able to respond to pain, pressure, temperature, as well as touch sensations. Next, body temperature regulation. This is performed by the blood vessels and the sudoriferous glands. Storage. The skin stores fat, glucose, water, vitamins, and salts. Adipose, or fatty tissue in the subcutaneous fascia, is stored as a source of energy. Absorption. The skin is semi-permeable, meaning substances both beneficial and not so beneficial can penetrate through the skin and into the body. At the same time, skin can also eliminate substances such as excess water, salt, and a minute amount of waste or toxins. This is called excretion. Production. The skin is responsible for the production of vitamin D by synthesizing the rays of the sun with skin compounds. Vitamin D is an essential nutrient for the well-being and functioning of the body. Pigmentation is a term used in the coloring of the skin, hair, and retina of the eye. Let's take a look at some of our normal skin colors. Melanin, which is a brownish-black color pigment, determines the color of the skin. The more melanin produced, the darker the skin is. This is created by specialized cells in the epidermis called melanocytes. Melanin, in smaller concentrations, is responsible for freckles. Carotene is a yellowish-red pigment, which also helps to determine skin color. Albino is the absence of color pigmentation in the skin. Individuals born with this genetic inheritance lack the ability to produce melanin. The skin color is white, sometimes with a yellowish tint. Their eyes also lack pigmentation, which makes them dark pink or red and very sensitive to sunlight. Some abnormal skin colors are erythema, jaundice, cyanosis, and gray or brown. Erythema is a reddish color that results from burns and from the congestion of the blood vessels, like a slight bruise. Jaundice is a yellow discoloration of the skin, indicating bile in the blood as a result of liver or gallbladder disease, or in the destruction of red blood cells. Cyanosis is a bluish discoloration of the skin and nails due to lack of oxygen. It can be associated with heart, lung, and circulatory diseases or disorders. Gray or brown skin discoloration could indicate chronic poisoning. And the last function we will discuss is skin eruptions, which can also indicate disease. Here's a list of some of the skin eruptions. Macules, also known as freckles, are flat spots on the skin. Papules are eruptions such as pimples, chickenpox, and syphilis. Vesicles are blisters or fluid-filled sacs. Pustules. These are pus-filled sacs such as seen in acne or pimples. Crusts. Areas of dried pus and blood, also known as scabs. Wheals are itchy, elevated areas. Examples of these are insect bites and hives. And ulcers are a deep loss of skin surface that may extend into the dermis and may cause periodic bleeding and the formation of scars. In this series, we've covered the main parts and the main functions of the integumentary system. In part 3, we'll be going over the diseases of the skin. Let's start with acne. Acne vulgaris is an inflammation of the sebaceous glands. Probable causes are hormonal changes and/or an increase of sebum oil production. Pustules, papules, and blackheads can develop when the hair follicles are clogged by excessive sebum oil, cosmetics, or dirt. Treatments for this include frequent skin washing, avoidance of creams and heavy makeup, antibiotics, and ultraviolet light treatments. Athlete's foot. This is a contagious fungal infection that usually affects the feet. The skin itches, blisters, and cracks into open sores. Treatments involve using antifungal medications and keeping the area dry and clean. Skin cancers. Skin cancers are the most common types of cancer. There are two major categories of skin cancers. Non-melanoma is a benign cancer and is usually not life-threatening. Melanoma, however, is a malignant cancer. This one usually is life-threatening. Here are the two non-melanoma skin cancers: basal cell carcinoma and squamous cell carcinoma. Basal cell carcinoma is found in the basal cells of the epidermis. The lesions can be pink to yellow-white. The shape of this cancer is smooth with a depressed center and an elevated, irregular-shaped circular border. Squamous cell carcinoma affects the thin cells of the epithelium but can spread quickly to other areas of the body. This type resembles sores that scale and crust. Melanoma is a malignant cancer. This cancer is the most dangerous form of skin cancer. Melanoma develops in the melanocytes of the epidermis. The lesions can be brown, black, pink, or multicolored. The causes for skin cancer include changes that occur in a mole, excessive exposure to the sun or prolonged use of tanning beds, irritating chemicals, or radiation. Dermatitis. This is an inflammation of the skin and can be caused by exposure to detergents, cosmetics, pollen, or certain foods, contact with poison ivy, poison sumac, or poison oak. Symptoms include dry skin, erythema, itching, edema, macular papular rashes, and scaling. Eczema is a non-contagious inflammatory skin disorder caused by an allergen or irritant. Diet, cosmetics, soaps, medications, and even emotional stress can cause eczema. Some of the symptoms are dryness, erythema, edema, itching, vesicles, crusts, and scaling. Impetigo is a highly contagious skin infection usually caused by streptococci or staphylococci organisms. Symptoms include erythema, oozing vesicles, pustules, and the formation of yellow crust. Psoriasis is a chronic, non-contagious skin disease with periods of exacerbations and periods of remission. The cause is unknown, but stress, cold weather, sunlight, pregnancy, and endocrine changes tend to precede outbreaks. Ringworm is a highly contagious fungal infection of the skin or scalp. Symptoms are the formation of a flat or raised circular area with a clear central area surrounded by an itchy, scaly, or crusty outer ring. Verruca, or warts, are caused by a viral infection of the skin. Symptoms are rough, hard, elevated, and rounded surface.